Hey, what's up, Reefers? I am back from my vacation. Have you missed me? So today I want to talk about the 45-gallon tank. What has changed ever since I went on vacation and now that I'm back. But first thing first, I'm making some changes to the videos, the way I record them. I used to record them at 60 frames per second, so they're more lifelike. But I have since kind of turned it down to 30 frames per second, so they're a little bit more cinematic. And I have also got a new camera. I'm about to cry. Because the day before my trip, everything just started going wrong. Including my previous camera, it just failed on me. It started making some weird noise whenever I'm doing video recording. So on the last day, I had to run out and buy a new copy. So this is actually the Sony RX100 Mark V. I had the Mark IV previously. So I think this one, even though it has the same sensor, it seems to focus a lot faster because it uses face detection. So let me know if you guys notice any difference in terms of image quality, whether it's from the new camera or from going to 30 frames per second versus 60. And let me know if you guys have a preference. Alright, with that said, let's go down the list and see what has changed in this 45-gallon tank while I was away. The biggest change to me is that the yellow clown goby went missing. Now this happened probably 2 or 3 days before my trip because I've noticed that I have not seen him around, but I just kind of assumed he was hiding or I was just not paying that much attention to the tank. But coming back, I took a careful look and he is nowhere to be found. Not in the overflow, not in the sump, he's just missing. So I assume he may be gone. Rest in peace. I am not sure if I would get another yellow clown goby to replace him yet. Simply because they do tend to bother coral, even though the yellow clown goby is not as bad as a green one. But still, perching on the coral seems to keep them from opening fully all the time. So I'm debating. Now the second change is actually a little bit more subtle. I was checking out the frags I made right before the trips. These are some of the brightest green star polyp that I've ever seen, and I have about 6 frags of them if I remember correctly. And these are fresh cut frag, at least 4 weeks ago, but check this out. They have already started growing onto the frag rack. That's amazing because these are all fresh cut. I know GSP is supposed to grow fast, but I did not expect them to grow this fast. So this is cool. Also same with the orange skirt zoas that I fragged up. These frags seem to have healed nicely. They have all opened up large. And even the ones that I glued on individually seems to have really grown onto the rock now, and they are spreading up well. So these are ready to go. If you're interested, let me know. I'm in the DMV area, and I'm thinking about selling any one of these for $15 per frag. So let me know. Oh, by the way, I think there are 6 of these guys, but 4 of them are already taken. Down here, I have more of the orange skirt zoas, but I'm waiting for some space to open up upstairs before I frag these guys up. I'll probably keep this as a small colony, but frag that guy up. Alright, to the rest of the tank. Well, let's take a look here. The frog spawn, they are not opening as large as before because they're not puffing up as much, probably due to me tweaking the lights before my trip. I turned up the light a little bit more, give them a fuller spectrum, so the frog spawn does not need to expand as large to get the same amount of light. So as a result, they're a little bit more tighter packed, but the color is a little bit more intense because of that. Now, that little piece up here is just kind of like hanging out on the rock. It fell onto the sand bed and was stinging the the eagle eye colony, dulled out eagle eye colony down there. That's why a lot of the zoas are closed. I've since moved it back up there, and we'll give it a week or 2 and see if they open up and see if it continues to color up. The zoa seems to be doing really well while I was away. Since we're talking zoa, let's talk about this chunk right here. For some reason, Sunny D zoa seems to do really, really well in my tank. Actually, I think Sunny D is pallies, right? They're pretty large. I have moved the Space Invader Pactana? I don't know, you guys help me out. I've moved this up a little bit and then glue it down there so to give these guys a little breathing room. It was a little bit tight before. And as a result, the Sunny D and whatever this is, they kind of spread out a little bit and the polyp got a lot larger and to take up those available spot. And before I left, I think there's only like 5 or 6 polyps of Sunny D back here, and either I miscounted or they really started spreading. So we got a good number back here. I probably miscounted. There's no way it grew so much. And that is actually the original Sunny D colony right there. I kind of put it on the main structure, hoping that maybe it'll start spreading on the main structure as well, since this pally is growing so well in my tank. And over here you see the same orange skirt zoas right there and right there. And the purple death is holding steady. It's not really exploding in growth, but it's not receding like before, so that's a good sign. One thing I'm really happy about is the yellow Fiji leather right there. It seems to really open up now, and it seems to find its place. I'm happy because it is not the easiest leather to keep. They're pretty finicky as far as leather goes. Bubble Tip Anemone seems to be happy up here. I think Sally did a good job taking care of them while I was away. The Rose Bubble Tip Anemone got big again. I think it was around this size when it split it, so maybe it'll split again for me. The rainbow, or the orange tip, is definitely larger now, but the color did not color up as I was hoped. So I'll keep an eye on it and see how it goes. One thing I'm really happy about is the elegance coral. I was seriously worried about this elegance coral before my trip because of the overdose in kelp, and it was shrunken up a little bit, not as large as before, but as you can see, things seems to have bounced back, and it is doing really well. It's opening up fully and looks really happy. The Gorgonian continued to grow. I love how it looks like it's glowing, at least a portion right under the light and right inside the flow. It seems to really like the light and really like the flow. It sits like the portion that sits right in front of the gyri is just exploding in growth, while the other part seems to be pretty stagnant down here. And actually, thanks to my friend Julian, I may have a positive ID on this Gorgonian. It's actually the ORA grub. Actually, maybe something grub. I forgot the full name. Now I have to look it up again. But he found it. He gave me the name, so now at least I know what this is. And once I clear out the frag rack a little bit, I'll probably start fragging this portion of the Gorgonian simply because it's not really in direct flow and it's growing so slow. So I'm going to frag it up, create some frag, and we'll spread it around a little bit more. And right here we got my dog kind of like hamming up to me because we haven't seen each other for a while. He's like, "Yay, pet me!" Yeah, unfortunately my dog is completely blind now due to glaucoma. Really sad, so this is the adjusting period. I've been trying to take him out more and more, so he's used to the outside world just through smell and sound. But okay, I'll play with him a little bit. Let me finish this video. The gold hammer, continues to do well. Zoa definitely seems happier now that I gave it a little space by moving the Space Invader Pactina? Yeah. Well, ever since I moved the Space Invader, the Zoa has a little bit more room to spread out and move towards the front of the tank instead. And speaking of the Space Invader, today is actually the first time I've seen it send out tentacles. So there's a little, you can't really see it here, but there are tentacles here. You just have to trust me. And I've had this guy for a long time, and this is the first time I've seen tentacles. I'm super stoked about it because that means that I can start feeding it. I know a lot of people feed theirs, but I've never been able to because it never sent out tentacles until today. So a little bit later on, right before light out, I'm going to start feeding this guy, and hopefully that will spark a little growth as well. And since we're back here, let's take a look at this Monty. This green encrusting Monty is just taking over. And I can't really get it off the rock because it's encrusting, so I'm stuck with it, which is fine. It's pretty, I like it. And speaking of Monty, check out the Montipora cap. It has really grew. Here, let me back up a little bit. So if you guys are a long-time subscriber, you know that for the longest time it's probably just like a quarter of the size and just holding steady. But these few months, it has really grown in size. and it has started scrolling, and that is actually why I got this Monty, because I really love how they look when they started scrolling. But it's probably time to frag it soon because it's gonna start shading the coral underneath, like the Xenia and the 14K or 24K, whatever that is. I'll probably like snip off that piece and make frags or plant it somewhere, like the one in the back on the overflow. So this is the red Monty, that is the orange Monty, and the orange Monty is finally growing on the overflow. So I may end up moving this piece, this frog spawn, somewhere else, and then move one other frag here to once again try to grow Monty ledge over here. That would be pretty cool, isn't it? Alright, so that is pretty much all the update for the 45-gallon tank. Again, I'm quite sad that the yellow clan Goby went missing. Have not seen him, so probably gone. Rest in peace. But with all that said, the tank is looking great. Things are really healthy. Many thanks to Sally, who is the Missaveragereefer on Instagram. I think you are anything but a average reefer. You're an amazing reefer. Thank you for taking care of my tank while I'm gone. And the next project on this 45-gallon tank is probably pulling the blue tang out. I mean, right now it still look okay, but I think he is at the size where he can start enjoying a larger tank. So I'm going to try to trap him. I'm going to start looking for a suitable home for this guy because he is a really awesome, healthy, and happy fish. Okay, with that said, I am going to end this video right there, and the next update is going to be about the 17-gallon drop-off tank, and there's a lot to talk about the 17-gallon drop-off tank, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys, reefers.